Words have an undeniable power. They can uplift, inspire, challenge, and transform. Throughout history, some of the greatest movements, revolutions, and personal breakthroughs have been sparked by powerful speeches. Whether delivered by world leaders, philosophers, visionaries, or ordinary individuals with extraordinary messages, speeches have the ability to shape thoughts, shift perspectives, and ignite action. But why do certain speeches resonate so deeply? And how can they change your life today? One of the most significant reasons speeches are so powerful is their ability to connect with human emotions. A well-crafted speech doesn't just present information, it taps into the core of human experience. It speaks to our hopes, fears, dreams, and struggles. When you listen to a powerful speech, you don't just hear words, you feel them. They stir something deep inside you, challenging you to think differently and act with more courage. Consider some of history's most influential speeches. Martin Luther King Jr.'s I Have a Dream, Steve Jobs' Stanford Commencement Address, or Theodore Roosevelt's The Man in the Arena. These speeches didn't just share ideas, they created movements. They gave people a reason to believe in something greater than themselves. They made people realize that their lives, choices, and actions mattered. A great speech is not just about what is being said, but how it is being said. Passion, conviction, and authenticity are what make words come alive. When a speaker truly believes in their message, that belief is contagious. You can feel it in their voice, their body language, and the way they communicate. This is why some speeches stay with us long after they are spoken. They carry an energy that is unforgettable. But what makes a speech life-changing? It's not just about being motivational. A truly transformative speech does three things. It challenges your thinking. A great speech forces you to question your beliefs, habits, and the way you see the world. It disrupts your usual way of thinking and introduces new possibilities. Many of us live with limiting beliefs. Stories we tell ourselves about why we can't do something or why success is only for certain people. A powerful speech can shatter those limitations and show you that more is possible than you ever imagined. It creates a sense of urgency. The best speeches make you realize that time is limited. They remind you that waiting for the perfect moment is a mistake because the perfect moment doesn't exist. The greatest speeches encourage you to act now, not later. They make you feel that you can no longer afford to sit back and watch life pass you by. You must take control of your destiny today. It calls you to action. Motivation without action is useless. The most impactful speeches leave you with a sense of responsibility. They don't just inspire you, they challenge you to do something with the inspiration you've gained. Whether it's making a decision you've been avoiding, taking a risk, or stepping out of your comfort zone, great speeches compel you to take action. There's a reason why people return to certain speeches over and over again. Just like a powerful book or a great conversation, an impactful speech stays with you. It becomes a guiding force in moments of doubt, reminding you of what you are capable of. Think about the times in your life when you felt stuck. Maybe you lacked motivation, doubted yourself, or felt overwhelmed by challenges. Now imagine hearing words that cut through the noise of self-doubt and reignite your drive. Imagine listening to a speech that speaks directly to your struggles and shows you a way forward. That's the power of great speeches. They light a fire inside you when you need it most. But it's not just about listening. It's about applying what you hear. Many people listen to powerful speeches, but don't take action afterward. They feel motivated for a few hours or days, but then they slip back into old habits. This happens because inspiration alone is not enough. To truly change your life, you must take what you've learned from a great speech and turn it into action. So as you prepare to listen to these life-changing speeches, keep this in mind. Your life will not change simply by being inspired. It will change when you apply what you've learned and act on it every single day. Speeches can shape your mindset, push you to see beyond your limitations and remind you of your purpose. They can give you the clarity and courage you need to take control of your future, but at the end of the day, the real power is in your hands. The question is, will you take action, or will you just listen and forget? Because the truth is, hearing a powerful speech today won't matter if you don't use it to create a better tomorrow. Some speeches have the power to shift our perspectives, break our limitations, and push us toward action. In this part, we will explore 2 life-changing speeches that challenge conventional thinking, inspire resilience, and awaken a sense of urgency. These speeches have influenced millions of people, and if you internalize their messages, they have the potential to transform your mindset and your life. The first 2 speeches we will discuss today are Steve Jobs' Stanford Commencement Speech, 2005, "You have to trust that the dots will connect." J.K. Rowling's Harvard Commencement Speech, 2008, "The Fringe Benefits of Failure." Each of these speeches carries a powerful lesson, and if you truly listen to their messages, you will begin to see challenges in a new light. Embrace failure instead of fearing it, and take action even when the path ahead is uncertain. Steve Jobs' Stanford Commencement Speech, "You have to trust that the dots will connect." Steve Jobs, the co-founder of Apple, delivered one of the most iconic commencement speeches of all time at Stanford University in 2005. His speech was simple, yet deeply profound. It revolved around 3 key stories from his life, each one teaching an important lesson. One of the most powerful messages from this speech is the idea that you cannot connect the dots looking forward. You can only connect them looking backward. This means that when you are in the middle of uncertainty, challenges, and setbacks, things may not make sense. But when you look back, you will see that everything happened for a reason. It all contributed to shaping who you are today. Jobs shared how dropping out of college led him to take a calligraphy class, which later influenced the typography of the first Macintosh computer. At the time, he had no idea that this seemingly random decision would shape the future of technology. But looking back, it all made sense. This lesson is crucial because so many people hesitate to take action due to fear of the unknown. They want certainty before they make a decision. They want to know exactly how things will work out. But the truth is, you will never have all the answers in advance. Life is unpredictable, and if you wait for certainty, you will never move forward. Another powerful lesson from this speech is the importance of following your heart. Jobs emphasized that life is too short to waste time living someone else's dreams. Many people make choices based on what society expects of them, rather than what they truly want. They stay in jobs they hate, pursue careers they have no passion for, and live in fear of disappointing others. But at the end of the day, the only way to live a truly fulfilling life is to follow what excites you, what fuels your creativity, and what brings you joy. If you live your life according to what others expect, you will wake up one day full of regret. The sooner you start listening to your own voice, the sooner you will create a life that is meaningful to you. The final lesson from Steve Jobs' speech is about the urgency of life. He famously said, "Remembering that you are going to die is the best way I know to avoid the trap of thinking you have something to lose." This is one of the most profound truths of life. We all have limited time. Most people act as if they have all the time in the world. They delay their dreams, thinking they will have another chance later. But life is unpredictable, and tomorrow is never guaranteed. The sooner you realize this, the more urgently you will start chasing your dreams. If you knew you only had a year to live, would you still waste time worrying about what others think? Would you still delay taking action? Jobs' speech reminds us that life is too short to live in fear. The sooner you accept this, the sooner you will start living with intention. J.K. Rowling's Harvard commencement speech, The Fringe Benefits of Failure. J.K. Rowling, the author of Harry Potter, gave a powerful speech at Harvard in 2008, where she talked about failure, resilience, and the power of imagination. Her speech is a must-listen for anyone who has ever been afraid of failing, because failure is often the very thing that leads to success. Before becoming one of the most successful authors in history, Rowling faced years of rejection, poverty, and struggles. At one point she was a single mother, unemployed, and living in near poverty. But it was during this time that she wrote Harry Potter, which would later become one of the best-selling book series in history. One of the most powerful lessons from her speech is that failure is not the end, it is the beginning. She explained that failure stripped away everything that was unimportant in her life and forced her to focus on what truly mattered: writing. In many ways, hitting rock bottom was what allowed her to rebuild her life in a way that was true to herself. This is a lesson that many people need to hear. So many people avoid taking risks because they are afraid of failure. They fear rejection, embarrassment, or setbacks. But failure is not the opposite of success. It is part of the journey to success. The most successful people in the world have failed more times than the average person has even tried. The difference is, they did not let failure define them. They used it to grow. Another key lesson from Rowling's speech is the importance of perseverance. Success is not about never failing. It is about never giving up. When Rowling faced rejection from multiple publishers, she could have easily given up on her dream. But she didn't. She kept going, even when it seemed impossible. The lesson here is clear. If you truly believe in something, do not quit just because you face obstacles. Many people give up too soon, not realizing that they were just one step away from success. The difference between those who succeed and those who don't is not talent, it is persistence. Finally, Rowling talked about the power of imagination. Not just in writing, but in life. She explained that imagination is what allows us to see beyond our current circumstances and envision something greater. Those who dare to imagine a different future are the ones who create it. Too many people accept their circumstances as permanent. They believe that where they are today is where they will always be. But imagination allows you to dream bigger, think outside the box, and create a new reality. If you can imagine a better future, you can start taking steps to make it happen. Both of these speeches carry powerful lessons that can change your life if you truly apply them. Steve Jobs teaches us to trust the process, follow our passion, and live with urgency. J.K. Rowling reminds us that failure is part of success, perseverance is key, and imagination is the foundation of all great achievements. These are not just inspiring words, they are principles to live by. If you internalize these lessons and start taking action today, your future will look completely different. Words have the power to transform lives, and some speeches hold a kind of magic that leaves an impact long after they've been spoken. In this section, 2 more powerful speeches will be explored, each one carrying a message that challenges conventional thinking, inspires action, and pushes people beyond their limits. These speeches are timeless, and their lessons apply to anyone seeking to break free from self-doubt, fear, or complacency. The first speech comes from a man who faced immense challenges, yet emerged stronger. Denzel Washington's Fall Forward speech. In this unforgettable address, he emphasized the importance of embracing failure and using it as a stepping stone towards success. Most people fear failure, seeing it as an end rather than a beginning. But the truth is, failure is a critical part of progress. Washington explained that people should never fall back on a plan B, because it creates a mindset of retreat. Instead, he encouraged them to fall forward, to take risks and learn from mistakes rather than avoiding them. He shared personal stories of his early days as an actor, when he was rejected repeatedly, facing failure after failure. If he had allowed those failures to define him, he never would have become one of the most respected actors in Hollywood. This is a lesson that applies to anyone chasing a dream. The fear of failure often holds people back more than failure itself. Many people never take risks because they are afraid of what might go wrong, but in doing so they rob themselves of the opportunity to grow. The truth is, failure is not something to be feared, it is something to be used. Every failure teaches a lesson, and those who succeed are not the ones who avoid failure, but the ones who learn from it and keep moving forward. Another key takeaway from Washington's speech is the importance of taking action. He spoke about how so many people spend their lives talking about their dreams rather than pursuing them. They wait for the perfect moment, the perfect plan, or the perfect conditions, but waiting is just another form of fear. The only way to achieve anything is to take action, imperfect, messy, and sometimes uncertain action. Washington reminded his audience that dreams demand discipline. Success is not about luck or natural talent alone, it is about consistent effort. Many people have talent, but only those who put in the work turn that talent into something meaningful. This message is a wake-up call for anyone who has been delaying their goals, waiting for inspiration or hoping for the right opportunity to appear. Success is not given, it is earned. And the only way to earn it is through action. The second speech in this section comes from Arnold Schwarzenegger's 6 Rules of Success speech. Schwarzenegger's life is a testament to the power of determination and vision. From a small village in Austria to becoming one of the greatest bodybuilders, a Hollywood superstar, and a governor, his journey is proof that anything is possible with the right mindset. One of the most powerful lessons from his speech is ignore the naysayers. Throughout his life, he was told that his dreams were impossible. When he wanted to be the greatest bodybuilder, people told him he would fail. When he moved to America with a thick accent, people said he would never become a movie star. When he wanted to enter politics, people laughed at the idea. But he ignored them all and pursued his vision relentlessly. This is a lesson that applies to anyone chasing a big goal. The world is full of doubters. People who will try to convince others that their dreams are too big, their ideas are unrealistic, or their ambitions are impossible. But the only way to achieve greatness is to block out the noise and trust your vision. Another key lesson from Schwarzenegger's speech is, work like hell. Success is not given to those who do the minimum. It is given to those who outwork everyone else. He spoke about how he trained harder than anyone else in bodybuilding, rehearsed his acting roles endlessly, and worked tirelessly in politics. The common thread in all of his successes was an extreme work ethic. Too many people want success, but are not willing to put in the effort. They wish for a better life, but are not willing to sacrifice for it. Schwarzenegger's speech is a reminder that hard work is non-negotiable. If someone wants to be the best at something, they must be willing to outwork everyone else. This message is simple, yet powerful. There are no shortcuts. His speech also emphasized the importance of giving back. True success is not just about personal achievement, it is about using success to uplift others. He spoke about how helping others and contributing to the world bring the greatest fulfillment. Many people chase success for personal gain, but real happiness comes from making a difference. These 2 speeches deliver messages that are both inspiring and practical. Denzel Washington's speech teaches that failure is not the enemy, it is a tool for success. It reminds people to take action, stay disciplined, and push forward, even in the face of setbacks. Arnold Schwarzenegger's speech reinforces the importance of ignoring negativity, working relentlessly, and using success to create a greater impact. Both speeches contain truths that can change the course of a person's life, but only if the lessons are applied. Inspiration alone is not enough. It must be followed by action. Those who take these messages to heart and use them to fuel their journey will find themselves moving closer to their goals, one step at a time. Some speeches have the ability to ignite a fire within, pushing people to take action, break free from limitations, and chase their dreams relentlessly. In this final section, 2 more life-changing speeches will be explored, each one carrying a message that has transformed millions of lives. These speeches don't just provide motivation, they provide real lessons on resilience, self-belief, and the power of taking control over one's destiny. The 2 speeches that will be analyzed in this section are Les Brown's "It's Not Over Until You Win" speech, Jim Carrey's Maharishi University commencement speech. Each of these speeches offers a powerful insight into what it takes to truly succeed, not just in career or financial success, but in living a life of purpose, fulfillment, and courage. Les Brown, one of the most renowned motivational speakers of all time, is known for his powerful storytelling and ability to connect with people on a deep level. His speech, "It's Not Over Until You Win," is a reminder that life will knock you down, but you have the power to get back up. One of the most striking parts of his speech is when he talks about how easy it is to give up when things get tough. He explains that most people fail not because they are incapable of succeeding, but because they quit too soon. He reminds his audience that setbacks, failures, and obstacles are all part of the journey. They are not signals to stop. They are tests of perseverance. Brown's own life story is a testament to this. He was born in poverty, labeled as educable, mentally retarded in school, and faced rejection after rejection in his career. But he refused to let his circumstances define him. Instead, he chose to believe in himself, even when no one else did. This is a lesson that applies to anyone who has ever felt discouraged. No matter how many times you have failed, as long as you are still breathing, your story is not over. Too many people quit right before they are about to succeed because they let temporary obstacles discourage them permanently. But if you refuse to give up, if you keep pushing forward despite the failures, you will win. Another powerful lesson from Les Brown's speech is the idea that you have to be hungry for success. He explains that the people who succeed in life are not always the most talented, the smartest, or the ones with the best resources. Instead, they are the ones who want it the most. Hunger is what separates those who make it from those who don't. It is what drives people to wake up earlier, work harder, push through failure, and never settle for less than they are capable of. If someone truly wants to achieve something, they must cultivate a burning desire, a hunger so strong that they refuse to accept anything less than success. Brown also touches on the power of self-belief. He reminds his audience that the most important voice they will ever hear is their own. Many people allow the opinions of others to shape their lives. They listen to doubters, critics, and naysayers, and they let those voices dictate what they can and cannot do. But the truth is, only you can decide what is possible for your life. If you believe in yourself, if you see yourself as capable, and if you refuse to let anyone else's opinion define you, there is nothing you cannot achieve. The second speech in this section comes from an unexpected but incredibly powerful speaker, Jim Carrey. Known for his comedic genius, Carrey's commencement speech at Maharishi University was filled with wisdom, humor, and deep insights about life, success, and fear. One of the most impactful moments in his speech was when he said, "You can fail at what you don't want, so you might as well take a chance on doing what you love." This statement is profound because it addresses one of the biggest reasons people do not chase their dreams: fear. So many people stay in jobs they hate, relationships that drain them, and lives that do not fulfill them because they believe it is the safe option. They tell themselves that pursuing their passion is risky, that it's too uncertain, so they settle for something secure. But Carrey's message is a wake-up call. There is no such thing as true security. People can spend years doing what they don't love, only to fail or be let go. If failure is a possibility no matter what, why not take a chance on something meaningful? This lesson is life-changing because it destroys the excuse that many people use to stay in their comfort zones. It forces them to question whether they are truly living or simply existing out of fear. Another powerful takeaway from Carey's speech is the importance of visualization. He shared a story about how, before he became famous, he wrote himself a check for $10 million for acting services rendered and dated it 5 years in the future. He carried that check with him every day, visualizing his success. 5 years later, he was offered a movie role that paid him exactly $10 million. This story highlights the power of setting clear intentions. Too often people drift through life without a clear vision of what they want. They hope for success, but they never define it. They wish for a better future, but they never take concrete steps to create it. Carey's story is a reminder that you must be specific about your dreams. If you want something, don't just vaguely wish for it. Visualize it, set goals, and act as if it is already happening. The clearer your vision, the more likely you are to make it a reality. The final lesson from Carey's speech is about choosing love over fear. He explained that every decision in life comes down to two choices: love or fear. Fear tells you to play it safe, to avoid risk, to stay where you are. Love tells you to trust yourself, take chances, and believe in what is possible. Too many people live their lives based on fear. Fear of failure, fear of rejection, fear of the unknown. But the most successful and fulfilled people are the ones who choose love. They follow their passions, take risks, and trust that things will work out. This is the message that can change everything. Stop letting fear control your life. Stop waiting for the perfect time. Stop worrying about what others think, and stop playing small. If you truly want to live an extraordinary life, you must be willing to take bold action. Trust yourself, and choose love over fear every single time. These two speeches, Les Brown's and Jim Carrey's, hold life-changing wisdom. They teach the power of perseverance, self-belief, risk-taking, and choosing passion over fear. But like all great lessons, they only work if they are applied. There are two kinds of people in this world: those who hear these messages and feel inspired for a moment, then go back to their old ways, and those who take these messages and use them as fuel to transform their lives.